Well, not the night I expected to have in Southern Ohio or Northeastern Ohio, to be quite frank. A couple people messaged me throughout the day, and I'm sure you have seen our videos already, but for those of you wondering about Neptune, the scope, when we scoped the horse last night, he did show shutting his air. I was wondering why Travis ended up getting away fourth with a horse that hadn't raced and then pull him again. It just seemed very unlike him. And he had told Nelly after that he thought he had shut the horse's air off in the recall. If you guys watched, there was a recall. He thought that he heard him making a noise in the recall, and then again he was pretty bullish coming out of the car. Dropped him in fourth, ended up pulling him because again he felt like he was getting a little revved up and thought he might shut his air off when in fact he probably already did. Under scope afterwards, mucus, a little bit of mucus, maybe a 1.5 or 2 out of 5, and a lot of redness, which will likely be bruising today or tomorrow. So I'll have to treat him for that. I don't really know exactly what they're going to do as far as if they're going to change any equipment on the horse. James will be back to drive him next week. He knows him well, and Harry will have him ready to go. That is Neptune, which I thought would lead into a good Sunday. We had Save America coming back. We had scoped him after his training mile. His scope was very good. Everything looked like it was going according to plan. Brought him down there today in a spot where he looked like he was going to strike and probably be 1-2, and instead he fizzled out badly again. There was nobody there to scope the horse tonight. So we're going to scope him in the morning, and we're going to draw his blood also. And quite frankly, both him and Rock Shining Star have been going hard for most of the year. If it comes back that the scope is clean and the blood work comes back relatively normal, we'll likely just give Save America a few weeks off, same as Rock Shining Star, and bring them back in afterwards. Now, Greatest Ending, looks like he kind of struggled to get him back into the 6 hole, 4 wide around the last turn, bad cover. Just not the position you want to be in. Like, you want to be constantly advancing with Greatest Ending. You can't be backpedaling and then wheel, and that's not Brett's fault. That's just the way the cover worked out. He did not want to move him where he had to move him, and being 4 deep in that last turn, he did his best, but again, not a great mile from him. So two lackluster miles going into the Open tonight at Northfield. I thought I had a great shot with Time Is On My Side. We had Kurt's horse, the Make Some Noise horse, to the inside of me, Night Shadow to the outside. A couple of horses that were decent on the inside of the gate also. I went out of there with him. Now, the one thing I noticed about Time, he didn't come springing off the car. At the Meadows, he screamed off the car 26 and a piece quite easily the week before. This week, was it the week before? Yeah, it was last Friday, right? And then today, they went to go out of there with him, and he really just didn't come screaming off the car. And he wears the mushroom bars up front, has forever. And the track was hard as a rock. I just assumed when he kind of fell just a hair off the gate and leaving out of there, we were still going to get out of there well. Aaron's going to go out of there. He's going to have to release Kurt, and I assume Kurt's going to have to release me. I couldn't hear him, so it's likely he already ducked. It was just get to the quarter pole first. I moved him over and was attacking Kurt, and I think Kurt was doubling his horse up to let me go. Time just ducked in just a hair, just as he was kind of twisted around, and I did touch him. I hit him. There's no two ways about it. The judges asked, what happened going around the first turn. It ticked him. It's the way it is. There's not much I can do about that. The horse was fine afterwards. Kurt's horse was. My horse was. Well, Kurt's horse seemed to be. Everybody seemed to be. But it's not really what you want to see happen, right? I think I was second place, 5th. Aaron's horse got jammed up too when Kurt's horse got out of gear. And to be fair, it was a fair placing. And there was no defense at all for that. I should have known he will run in the turns and he will run out in the straightaways. He was carrying Ronnie a little bit too. To be honest, I might have been first place 6th if I wasn't first place 5th if I had won anyway. So I made a bit of a menace of myself tonight at Northfield Park. Not the first time, likely won't be the last time. But as I said, we gave up $4,000 or $5,000 tonight. Not really what I wanted to see happen, especially on a pretty dry day that it was. So where do we go from here with these 3 horses? I think with Greatest Ending, it's rinse and repeat. Maybe I suspect Stacy will draw his blood just to make sure he's okay. But as I said, I would imagine it's much of rinse and repeat. Put him back into go, and away you go. Save America will wait for the scope tomorrow morning. from Dr. Latessa, and the blood work, which will come back Tuesday morning, and then we'll know exactly what we're doing with Save America. If his blood comes back and his liver's high, or he had tied up, or something was at whack, a high weight count or something, fine. We'll work on that, and that will be up to Jason and Dr. Latessa if he has to miss a week or whether we can put him back in. If everything comes back normal, I suspect you'll see him have a 3-week vacation in the field. It'll take us about 3 weeks to get him back to the races. And then we will continue on with Save America throughout the spring. Time is on my side. Next week, I don't know whether he'll race at Northfield or whether he'll race at Miami Valley. Try not to hit anybody. That'll be step one. And get him back in to go. You know, he'll race on a half, but the one thing that I did figure out tonight, you know, got the staking booklet this weekend, and Time and Arson got a ton of stakes. Arson's going to spend mostly the entire spring/summer in Kentucky, I would imagine. Time is on my side, had an opportunity to go to a number of races, and one of them, I think I knew deep down, their Borgata is a bit of a shark tank for 4-year-old and up aged horses. Tough race, real good half-mile horses. And although he can get around a half good, I don't really think it would be wise to spend our April in Yonkers throwing haymakers at some of the best half-mile track horses in, well, quite frankly, the world. So we will stay away from the Borgata with him. That doesn't mean we're going to miss the half-mile tracks. There's one in particular in August I'd like to see him make an appearance at. So listen, call a spade a spade. It's my fault tonight. I did hit Kurt the first turn, the second turn. That was my fault. The placing was fair, and he'll come back next week either with a start at Northfield Park or Miami Valley. I just can't, in all good faith, ask Time is on my side to come back in 5 days to the Meadows. This is the problem with not filling the Open at the Meadows. If I knew that it would fill next week, all right, fine, maybe we'll just wait. But we don't have any certainty that will happen. So we'll see what happens next week and where we're going with Time. I think he'll find his way back over the Meadows at some point, or Miami Valley, or Northfield, or Mohawk. We have lots of options with him. Our only impediment is where they get in, when they get in, if they get in regularly, consistently. So we'll see how that plays out over the next little while. But tonight, disappointed in my drive. Not disappointed in the horse. I can tell the way he drifts. When he drifts like that late in the stretch, his feet are hurting him. And for sure, they were hurting him a little bit tonight also on that track. So Lauren's going to pulse his feet up, take good care of him tonight. And then we'll regroup tomorrow and try to decide where everybody is going for next week. As far as us, what's up for tomorrow, we got JK Victory racing in Miami Valley tomorrow. Mounds for All in Drebin are at Mohawk. And then for me, I have tomorrow off. Tuesday, Wednesday, double time on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday somewhere, and then back to Mohawk on Saturday evening for our what should have been our Christmas party, but definitely our stable party at Mohawk next Saturday evening. So with that, I'll let you go. For my partners on Time, my apologies, my fault. For everybody else, I wish we had a better day, but you know what? There's always tomorrow. Take care.